Guys, I've almost lost track of how many steps this is now. I think this is 8 or 9, but I wanted to have a quick talk with you about materials. And right now, this handle is too narrow for me, as I've said. And I wanted to put out the rest a little bit and to make it really nice and comfortable. I have this stuff. I can't remember what it was on, but I realized right away it was useless. It had a big gel pad inside and it was too thick and too squishy. But when I took out the gel pad that was inside and just looked at the outer, it's so comfortable. It's so nice. What I'm going to do is slit it, wrap it here, use some epoxy. I said in the last video, this bow keeps on surprising me, and it seems like the build itself keeps on surprising me. Just at the time that I had this finished, and I was shooting video on that with it being a dual bow, my roommates walked in with a couple of gifts for me. One of them, brand new in the box, they got me this guy when they were out shopping, which gives me a nice little tripod. I had broken my last one. The fitting I was using was DIY and it had broken, but this is really nice. It lets me adjust the angle and the height and everything. This is a great little tripod for cheap. It's a great little body. And it's solid enough with the 4 legs. I don't have to worry about it. It only holds my phone, so that's perfect. Not only that, they brought me 2-step epoxy, which was something I wanted. And I'm going to need anyway for these other bows. I wasn't thinking I was going to use it on this one, but I am, and it's because I've decided I really want this to be a comfortable wrap. Now you can also see that just like my handle, it's fatter up at the top, but narrowing as it comes down. It naturally has that shape. So once I snip out a section of it that's the right size and wrap it, it'll be about that around the bow and give me a nice comfortable grab, and it takes up the right amount of space. It's the right shape. I'm not big on the color, but at the same time, the material is really good. And it does kind of sort of match the string, I guess, in color, kind of an orangish pinkish. I'm not big on the color, but it's more purple, really. As you can see, it is purple, not pink, but it's all right. So with the orange and purple and the blue and the yellow, it's real bright right now. But later, I will put another wrap on the outside of this that'll be red and use black to finish it. And it'll all be red and black and orange when I'm done. So on to the next step. I just wanted to say thank you for my roommates, Rick and Jeff. They are awesome and have been very supportive of my whole doing YouTube videos and keeping them up at 2 o'clock in the morning, making cool stuff. They're awesome, really. So I wanted to cover a few more things. So this is going to be built. What I'm going to do is use this tape, just regular old packing tape, cut this, put this in place, and set this up. And once that's done, which is really nice, this is pre-mixed basically, and all you do is press it out. And I'm going to press out a good bead of it inside, and this will work well with this application because it's not putting them together in the tip so it doesn't get clogged, which is really nice. It's putting them together here, which is great because once I have it slit open, I can just line it nice and smooth and then put it in place, wrap the tape to get it tight, and then leave it. And I'll leave a little seam along the back edge, and there will be no seam on the front where I grab it to encourage me to grab the bro with proper technique. And I'm loving that. So I'm going to get to that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so originally I thought I might take some length out of this, and I could, to make it have an exact even seam along the back and make it only 1 layer thick. But I noticed if I do that, it's probably going to be rolled up like this. It's doubled over a fair bit of ways. And while it does sit in a comfortable place when I do that, if I wrap it right, it's also going to make it thicker than I ideally want. So this is also heavy stuff compared to the rest of the stuff that's on this. This is actually pretty heavy, which will weight the bow nice where I wanted and add grip. And since I'm going to cover it after, I do want it to be just a little thinner than this. So I'm seeing a seam here and that's natural in this material. And when I put it and stretch it and wrap it around, I notice that seam comes pretty close to where I would want it. And so if I were to use that seam as a guide and just go in from that a little ways and cut it here, I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. All right, so there is the section I've cut out. You can see it tapers to encourage it to form properly as it goes down. And this really will just come seam to seam like I talked about. So I'm going to unpack the epoxy, get this set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so what I've done is basically say damn any leaks that may occur, and I'm going to grab something real quick and start wiping this up before it dries. I also got some on the screen of my phone, which is bad, but I need to do that real quick. The trick was to make this as tight as possible, so I've got this really tightly wrapped in packing tape, And I'm just going to leave it like this. It also supports my arrow rest right about the perfect spot. I'm going to continue to adjust it, and I got to get to work so I can clean this up. So that's it for this video. That'll complete my handle. The next step will be to wrap it on the outside before I add more tension. And that'll be at about the same time as I wrap all of this for the final time. And I still got to let it stretch in like I talked about. So that is it for this video, guys. Don't forget, no matter how cool it might be, chances are, unless it's a new Ferrari, you can build it. I can build so much cool stuff, it'll shock you guys. And in the end, a cool build goes a long way towards a happy life. I mean, if you can build the things you need, you'll be a lot happier in the long run and save a lot of your money. Keith out.